Well, this journey began with my brother, Carlos Gonçalves. He was the founder of the agency in 2000, in the year 2000. He got his license and he started this business alone. Okay. Um, to get up to this stage, I think we did it with hard work and persistence, and to surround ourselves with skilled and talented people, because we are a team of persons right now working in the agency. Okay? But it was he that started the company himself, alone, following his dream in the year of 2000. ProEleven today, and after 19 years, it's a world leader football agency, and we want to keep this level up. Now we have 29 persons working daily in the company, beside other persons that we hired as an outsourcing. Okay, so altogether will be around 32 persons working daily in the company. We have 3 offices, 2 in Lisbon, near Lisbon, and the other in the north, near Porto. The main duties is regarding our clients, okay, to know what they want in each time of the career and try to help them to achieve that. This is the main duties. Well, let's start by trust, because I believe that trust is the most important value in our line of work. We have 19 years in this line of work, in this industry, and it takes us this long to build up trustable relationships. But can only take seconds to break it. So it's very important to keep daily honest dialogue and direct dialogue for us to be understood by the other part and to have this kind of trust that it takes years to build. Okay? It's the same about networking, because I can consider networking as dealing with the clubs as the same as dealing with the clients, players and coaches, or other agents. Okay? So football is globally, but everybody knows each other. So it's very important to build trust and to try to reach out to the many persons that we can. That's networking. For me, I believe it's a cultural difference, and also I can give you an example. We just closed the deal in the United States of a player that was playing in Korea. Okay? So different cultures, you have to deal with the Americans in one way and with Koreans in the other way. And also, Korea is 8 hours ahead of us, and the United States, it's 8 hours under us. Okay? So we had just a small window to talk with each other. Okay? So this is one of the aspects that we have to deal. You have to know different cultures, different languages, and to understand the environment. Okay? So this is the most important thing when you want to expand yourself and negotiate abroad. Well, first you need to know the reality, because there are different budgets to start, different cultures, as I said before, and you need to travel a lot to be there, to know people, to watch games, to understand what they need, because different championships demand different profile of players. So you need to gather all this information, and you need to process and act to a goal. Okay? So we have, and I can explain you later, we have 9 coordinators that coordinate local markets. Okay? They are in direct contact with clubs, and they have to build a network of partners to try to achieve the more success as we can, okay? The more contracts that we can.
So I think it's you have two different kind of challenges: the personal side and the business side. I think one leads to the other, because you're going to have to travel so much that it's bound to take a toll on your family time. But if you if you prepare them in advance, that it comes with the territory, having to travel so much, then it's fine. But then you have the business side of the challenges, which is it's such a global market that in one day you're dealing with Japan, and in the morning and the afternoon you're dealing with America or whatever. So different cultures, different countries, different cultures, different ways of doing business, different profiles of players. Because a player that's suitable for Germany, it's maybe not suitable for another other country. They need tall, strong guys. So that's that part also. And I think the most important part of the challenge is that this business is based on relationships. So you're going to have to build them. And to build and create those relationships and credibility, you're going to have to travel a lot. You're going to have to be there. You can't do it, just sitting here in the office. You have to go there, particularly when you're starting to develop or to explore a certain market and you don't know anyone. You have to go there. You have to create relationships. Go there several times. It takes time, travel, time, and money. Obviously, it costs a lot of money to all this traveling, and persistence. So, and then because ultimately the objective is to be a phone call distance away from make something happen. So when I get to know the people and I build some kind of friendship with the sports directors or head scouts or whatever, then you can easily find out what their needs are going to be for the next transfer window, and communication is a lot faster. So you know that you're gonna call them and they will answer. They're gonna text them and they will answer. So that takes time, but it's for me it's not even a job. It's pleasure. It's fun. It's a fun job, I think.
I believe we cannot compare. So individual cannot be compared to a team. A team have together different kind of personalities, profiles, skills. So altogether they create a synergy, and we can reach out to much more clients as a team, much more markets as a team compared to individuals. So it's impossible. Okay, for you to have an idea, only to work on the market we have 9 persons. We call it coordinators, and they cover 42 countries. So individual to be impossible to do that. I believe that in the past years they open more. So when we began was like 15 agents in Portugal. Now it's almost 200. So by creating this kind of increment, the competition is higher. So I believe that only the strong survive, because small agents can try to persist in 3 or 4 years, and then if they don't succeed, they are finished. Okay? So I believe that in the future, only companies will exist. They need to be more professional. They need to be more organized. They need to work better language skills, FIFA regulations, laws. That's the only way to grow. So I don't know about FIFA changes, because they changed in the last few years, and I think they will change again. So we are waiting for FIFA to give some signs what will be the future. But at least people need to understand that this is a professional standard, and they need to be professionals all the time. There's no time for amateurs. Well, as I told before, each client is different, unique. So we need to understand first what they want, and then try to help them to achieve that. Imagine a player with 20 years want something, and the same player as age of 31 or 32 want different things. So the same person in different stage of the career want different things. We need to understand what they want, try to achieve, and of course, based on our experience, we are also duty to give them advices. Okay, but in the end, every choice has its own risk and they need to knowledge what will be the risks involved in making choices. That's it. Life after football in the football players is like talking about life after death. Nobody wants to speak about that. It's true. So I don't know if they feel afraid or they don't want to speak much about it. But we try to help them first when they are young to encourage them to study because in the future it could be very helpful for them to have studies. And then to, in certain parts of the career, try to make them focus more on the money because this is a career that can dure can be have a length of 15, 16 years maximum, and in the end they will finish the career at the age of 35. So they are 30 years away from retirement, and they need to have money to manage that, and they need to think about the future, what to do after, okay? Because the money will not be eternal. So we try to make them acknowledge that and make some kind of investments. But as I told before, the choice is always the client, and sometimes they don't think much about that. Regarding our company, there are ex-players that we managed before that are working with us. So football can give experience to players. Then after the career is over, they can to coach. They can try to coach. There's a lot of ex-players that are really top coaches, sport directors, and also becoming football agents. Okay, so this is if we can help them and growing in the same time in our agency, we will be glad to do that. I believe now we have 5 ex-players working in the company, and we want to increase that number also. Well, technology is everywhere, and it changes all the time, and it changed a lot the way that we work. I remember when I started to work in the company had already 8 years, and we did DVDs. We had some games in pen, and when Wyscout started, and I believe that we were one of the first to have Wyscout in Portugal, it changed the way that we present our players. So it's very easy, or become very easy, to show the performance of our players. Okay, in a couple of days. Now, in a couple of minutes, we can do that. Even Wyscout changed a lot in the last years. So this kind of technology, of course, help us showing the skills of the players. Made this professional more open and clear, because before I believe that were players that were manipulated. Okay, so if we're talking about South American player, we can cut some pieces of the game, and sometimes we notice that it was not the same player that was playing. So people around the game was manipulating the images, and now it's very clear to watch a live game on streaming, or to watch the best performance of the player that you tag, and it's very difficult to be mistaken about the player. So it changed a lot. And also about social media, that is very present today, became our work more easy, because it's easier to promote our players, and this is one of the things that we have to do most.
Wyscout for me, I have to say that before starting to answer your question, I say to my friends who don't work, doesn't work with us. For me, Wyscout in my job is the eighth wonder of the world, because without Wyscout, I can do my job because at ProEleven we have players all over the world, and we have to scout them. And it's incredible to see we can, in one click, scout our players for all over the world. And Wyscout here for us is much important, not only for our players, because we scout our players, but we have to scout other players and other teams, because for us it's much important to recommend players for our coaches, and we have to see that. We also have to watch the most important competitions in Europe and all over the world, national teams and the other teams. And also, it's much important to our job, because when come the opportunity from the marketing, the information, we have the information from the values, transfer, salaries, and also the most important is the skills from the players, and we have to confirm the skills from the similar players that they want. If they want a right back or a winger with some skills, we have to scout them, and we use the Wyscout. And all the other things is our partner players. We have partners also all over the world, and to recommend the players, we have to scout them, and we use the Wyscout. And also the waivers lists from the clubs, we also use the Wyscout. For me, as I said, I use Wyscout every day, every hours. I think if I don't have Wyscout, I cannot work here.
Well, nowadays data is fundamental, and we are in the time of analytics. So ProEleven gave a great step using also analytics to improve the information to our customers about our players. We use it in three ways. We use it when our customers ask for a profile, and we can compare with the mean of the league where the club that asks us a player plays. We can compare it with some player that the club wants but cannot afford, and we analyze the data. It's not only stats. We analyze it, we make some graphs, and we improve the CV, if we can say like that, of the player, to make the club happy with the solution. Then we use also, we have official stats from the games of our players and of all players in the world, and we use it to give feedback to our players. That is also very good for our players, because they can improve, and they can see them as in numbers, but numbers analyzed, because numbers by numbers, we always talk about numbers in context. And the third way, we can say like that, is to detect talents. For instance, nowadays computer science and this new way of looking to soccer and to stats can help us to detect a player far away from here, from the numbers and the context he plays, and so we detect it, and after that we must go and see if we like what we see, and if the numbers are real good enough to improve with our observation. So another part of the job is doing, I was talking about an analysis descriptive, but we also do analysis predictive analysis, because when we see a player and we want to put him in another stage, we must analyze the data and see how he will improve, or what will be the answer of that player in another stage. For instance, taking a player from a champion in a country to another country. That is, nowadays we are in the state of the art, and our customers seem to be happy with this kind of information that helps to the decision they will take.
Well, first of all, we have to acknowledge that media and media outlets are a huge part of the football industry today. So it's very important for us to have a healthy relationship with the media. Not only to promote our players' achievements, but to try and diffuse some rumors that normally occur during the transfer market season. Of course, we do have to pay attention to our confidentiality obligations towards our clients and our customers, the clubs, because they're also our partners, and it's very important for the dealings to occur in total confidentiality.
We want to increase recruitment, and we are betting in recruitment abroad. So far, 95% of our client list was recruited in Portugal. So we want to open foreigner offices, and we want to recruit abroad. So this is the main target. We want to be able, in the next 5 years, to grow to a client list around 400 clients and be present in the 40 countries. We now have presence in 20 countries, but not directly. And in the future, we want to directly or indirectly be in 40 countries. This is our main goals.